I'm sure you have strange, vague memories of media that you consumed as a child. You might not give your own much thought, but on a bigger scale, internet mysteries have become very popular, and there's something I'm honestly truly interested in. It makes sense that these kinds of things have become so popular and that we all love them. I know that for me, I honestly don't think I have existed without being around a computer. Being born in 2003, I came about when technology was really starting to take over. I remember playing the Zack and Cody Pizza Party pickup game on the Disney website when I was, 4 years old? So, much like a lot of you watching, the internet mostly has always been a part of my life. I was probably 10 when I saw salad fingers for the first time and got into the world of surreal. Is that the right word? I don't know, but simply put, the quote unquote weird videos. And I just loved something about them. I didn't watch them because they were supposed to be creepy or whatever. I legitimately developed a love for this kind of content, and David Firth, the creator of Salad Fingers, became an inspiration to me. I loved his work and I found his creativity inspiring. I'd watch these absurd videos and think to myself, damn, I wish I could put all my thoughts and ideas out into the physical world like that, except I'm not an animator, so I can't really do it in that way. I'm getting off track, but the point is, I loved weird shit on the internet and it awoken something within me. I don't even remember what got me into internet mysteries or lost media and all that specifically in the first place, but at some point it went from casually watching YouTube to looking in depth on my own on Reddit. I was a part of all the communities, okay? If the algorithm is showing you this video, you know what I'm talking about. There's the main ones that really catapulted the whole lost media genre, like The Mysterious Song, Clockman, all the most definitely ARG posts that are entertaining even if they are fake. Liminal space photos are for some reason still really mesmerizing to me, and if you're into video games as well, I'm sure you guys probably know who the voice actor for the announcer in Super Monkey Ball is. I could go on. But I got so into wanting to find things like that too, because there's something that is special and just feels great about solving whatever thing may seem mysterious. I eventually would love to spend my time going through r/tip of my tongue trying to solve everything I could, and I got good at it. I mean, even before all this, I was always the person who found things on the internet for the people in my life, like a kid's show that you couldn't remember or a song you heard, anything like that. But then it happened. In a time when I was into the world of internet mysteries more than ever, my mom presented me with a childhood memory. It was a music video. Mid-late 80s, thought she was probably around 5 or 6, so really think about how this would seem through the eyes of a 5-year-old, because everything is just more alluring and freaky when you're a kid, and I'm sure you know what I mean when I say that, but most of it was your average wacky 80s video, and the setting was either tropical or desert-like, possibly Egyptian. There were these purple girls with very dated hairdos, but then it starts to get weird. These purple women might have been conjoined or had multiple limbs, although that part was an iffy, vague memory, but that wasn't even what freaked her out. At some point in the video, there it was, the blue chin guy. The blue chin guy might not actually be a man, so we can refer to them as a them, but in her memory, they were sitting on a throne wearing a tall hat. The tall hat was not the only lengthy thing about them. This being had an irregularly long, pointy chin, and they were blue, just like you'd probably guess. While sitting on their throne, they tilted their head to the side and gave an unsettling smile. This was burned into my mother's brain and has stuck with her ever since. Now, my mom has a surprisingly good long-term memory, so even if some details aren't completely accurate and skewed by a child's perception, I'm confident this is a real thing. And after hearing this story, I was all in. I was like, this is it. This is the next lost media case. I was so sure if I posted this on Reddit and, added some buzzwords to make it sound all mysterious and cool, that they would eat it up. So I constructed my post and no one really gave a shit. I don't know how many upvotes or comments the first post got, because after posting this multiple times, someone was like, bro, this is the 3rd time this week, and I deleted my original post out of embarrassment of being called out. I did keep posting every couple of weeks because it really piqued my interest, and I was determined to find it. Some of my posts did actually get a decent amount of attention, but none resulted in finding the blue chin, although I did gather some possible clues. This would be such a long, drawn-out video if I went into extreme detail of everything, so I'm honestly just gonna skim through most of my findings. The videos I got suggested most were True Faith by New Order, Money for Nothing but the Dire Straits, and Don't Come Around Here No More by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It simply wasn't any of these, and I had already ruled them out on my own. Some amusing suggestions that actually totally made sense were Mac Tonight from Old McDonald's commercials, The Genie from Pee Wee Herman, and Pickle Surprise, like that video with the blue dude and RuPaul before he was RuPaul. I wanted to add that Tom Rubnitz, the guy who created Pickle Surprise, he had a lot of other work besides the Pickle Surprise that everyone knows. I was watching them and just appreciating how creative this guy was. I found out he unfortunately died in 1992, and I had to wonder what else he could have done. There's so much I found out on this journey of research for Bluechin, and it was really interesting to learn all these things from this specific time period that I didn't even exist in. I now have the most random 80s lore knowledge. For example, there was this one strange video I came across that gave Bluechin vibes, The Wheel by Spear of Destiny. So I looked into this band, and then I learned the lead singer tried to sue Boy George or something for outing their secret gay relationship. So fun fact of the day. And there's a few artists that are probably artistically similar to the Bluechin Guy band, like the B-52s, Visage, Susie and the Banshees, and tons more. I literally have a YouTube playlist full of them. A peculiar thing that happened was someone on Reddit repeatedly insisted it was this Moon Without Hat song called I Got the Message, even after I kept telling them it wasn't, but a helpful lead from user viewer in the middle thought maybe this blue character was supposed to be the Egyptian god Amun. This could be correct, but looking into it didn't really get me anywhere. I'd say the most exciting leads were when someone thought they had remembered this video as well, adding a memory of a tarantula climbing up a goblet. It was the only time someone else acknowledged that this video existed, so I found it refreshing, I guess. And then, when user Dunes of Sand mentioned Nina Hagen, and there it was.
It's time to move, it's time to go ahead, it's time to sort it all. Do it, rest me, do it.
It wasn't it. I thought it was, and I was ecstatic, but it wasn't it. I showed my mom thinking I had solved this mystery, only for her to be like, yes, sorry, no. And this is when my hopes started to diminish. Like, what, I had to start all over again? As persistent as I am, I did keep looking. This Nina Hagen video, Go Ahead, sort of led me back to the Amun thing because although not Egyptian, this was based on Hinduism, and I found blue people and multiple limbs is like a Hindu mythology thing. There was a part of another music video I came across, How Much Is Enough by The Fix, where the lead singer tilts his head in a very specific way, leading me to think this was also it, but also no. If you remember me mentioning earlier how I deleted my first 3 posts out of embarrassment, eventually any embarrassment went out the window, because literally who cares? If you're passionate about something, who cares what anyone else thinks? Life is too short to be self-conscious, so I was contacting everyone I could think of or find. Random 80s music blogs and channels, Wang, Nick Robinson, David Crypt, El Supersonic Q, Super Reviewer, Blame It on Jorge, literally musicians from the 80s, and one I actually talked to, Phil Judd from Split Ends to be specific, but none of these people led me to the answer. Nothing did, and I started to worry it didn't exist. All the obsessive researching and contacting to end up nowhere, but I learned a big bunch of things, and learning is a part of life that I really enjoy, so I guess it wasn't for nothing, even if I do live my life never finding Bluechin. And ever since this quest, I have developed a love for new wave music, so there's also that. This is all just another topic I can add to my encyclopedia of shit in my head. And after gaining all the knowledge on music from the 80s, I honestly think my mom remembered being younger than she actually was, and she agrees. So instead of the original mid-late 80s time frame, I think it was more likely a video from 89 to 91, just from vibes and the difference between your average music video in the mid-80s versus the early 90s. Although that doesn't mean an older music video should be ruled out. It also could have been a commercial of some sort with music in the background, but I think that would make it even harder to find, so I honestly hope not. It'd be difficult to accept that I would never get to see this with my own eyes, but There's so many unsolved things on the internet that this is just a speck. And I find that a fitting term, and there's so many so-called specks. There's endless lost media that we don't even know about. There's Flash games that didn't make it into the Flash game preservation project when Adobe died. Stories you guys probably have about your own blue chins. It's all a part of media and internet history that may remain unsolved forever. I think that the blue chin guy is a proper representation for that, but I'm not giving up for good just yet. And here's my mom's gorgeous depiction of the blue chin guy, by the way, even though it was in the thumbnail. Maybe it'll spark something within someone. I've also linked all my Reddit posts in the description regarding this whole situation if anyone wants to read them. It'd obviously be great if someone knew what the hell my mom was talking about, but ultimately this video was just a way for me to get my thoughts and ideas out into the physical world. Thank you.